So I'm here with Professor Carlos Morales, and we'll kind of wrap up February, talk a little bit about March. So February, we had Ryan Villegas at Naga. I completely forgot about Naga. You know how I found out about it? Steve called me, and he says, he goes, "Hey, Ryan's competing in like 20 minutes." And I'm like, "Oh, Naga."
Did you go?
No.
Oh.
No. But Steve was there. Steve coached him.
Okay, perfect.
And I believe he lost in the second round.
Okay.
So he had a big bracket, though. It was kind of cool, but lost in the second round, unfortunately. And then February 10th, we had the Arizona International Open. We had Ben King that was signed up, one of the kids, and Ben didn't get to compete because they made a mistake at the check-in.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's a really unfortunate thing when you're relying on the people checking you in and
Yeah.
they don't do it right. And unfortunately, that resulted in Ben not getting his first match.
Yeah.
Ever.
And it was a lot of good people just made mistakes. That's all, man. I mean, and unfortunately, like for me, I was standing by the table and I saw two kids in his bracket, and Ben's like a stalker. Like he checks who he's competing against, and he's like, "I'm competing against that kid first." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." But then there was something going on, and then that kid got on the mat with another kid, and they fought. Well, that was the final.
Yeah.
Because that
terrible.
pulled mat. Yeah, so that was on me. So unfortunately, Ben didn't get his first fight, but he signed up for Jiu-Jitsu World League. So we'll see if we can get him a match then. Abby Cook took second. It was a good match. Evan Wolfenberger took third. I think Evan had 3 fights, and he finished 2 by sub.
I saw his first 2 fights. He had 2 really good, really good technical fights, especially when you're talking about a white belt.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
That wasn't something that you expect a white belt to kind of set up. He was looking for his attacks, which was really nice.
Yeah, good adjustments, good finishes. Was awesome. Dale Henson took second. I think he lost his second match.
Yeah, he did.
So that was he always does really well. There's just like at first, like when he first started competing, there was he would run out of gas, but then he got that fixed, and now it's just like all just basically like technique. You know what I mean? So he's getting there. Jerry Parsons took second. I think he had 3 really tough matches in that tournament.
I don't know if it was 3 or 2.
Was it 2? Okay, yeah.
I saw both of Jerry's matches. They were both technically sound. I really thought he could have made a good push to win that gold medal.
Yeah.
It's just tiny little things like getting your foot out. If he would have got that foot out
Yeah.
at the end, he would have got mount points and he would have won by 2.
Yeah. Sierra had an amazing match. It was she took first, but it was just a two-person bracket. But it was a tough match. I actually I went to Mexico, I think the following weekend, maybe a couple weeks later. But there was a lady at a bar out there in Mexico at JJ's, and she goes, "Hey, my coworker fought one of your girls," and it was that Sierra match. Yeah. So funny.
Small world.
Yeah, very small world. And then Kerry took second. Kerry went up in weight and down in age, I think, to get a match. Yeah. So that was tough. We had Mark Liu getting promoted to black belt, which is big deal. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Good turnout. It was fun.
Yeah, it's cool to see like the gym come together when somebody gets promoted, especially to black belt, right?
Yeah.
Like my black belt promotion, 50, 60 people here.
Yeah.
Everybody rolling. Same thing with Mark on a Friday night.
Yep.
We had 50, 60 people on the mat, so that's really cool to see.
Yeah, so he wanted to get promoted at 6 a.m., but I couldn't get Paul. I couldn't get Paul to show up. Paul was like, "Hell no, I'm not showing up at 6 a.m."
Yeah, that was the first time that Mark has ever been spotted outside of a 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. class.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. He was here this morning at 6 a.m. So really cool. So congratulations, Mark. And then I think that's all the events we had in February.
Right? We had AGF.
AGF
last week. February 24th, we had AGF. Kyle Waters competed in that.
Yep.
He lost a really close match against his opponent. Again, tiny little mistakes, right? His opponent had a really good base, and Kyle was really dedicated to getting a sweep, and when the sweep didn't come, we just kept setting it up over and over. Yeah. He could have had 15 different sweep points if he could have just finished on top.
Wow.
And then he needed to clear a leg in order to get 4 mount points, and it just didn't happen, and he got reswept, and he ended up losing by 2.
Okay.
And then we had Oren. He fought a really good opponent in his first match. Was in control of the whole match. Really technically sound match, and then just ran into like a mat bully.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Bigger guy. He wasn't taller because Oren's super tall.
Yeah.
But he was physically bigger than him.
Yeah.
And Oren lost by points on that one.
Yeah, Oren is inspired. He's rolling inspired now after that match.
Yeah.
Like he's rolling hard right now.
No, yeah, it was a controversial match towards the end.
Yeah.
And then I competed against Danny. That was a ton of fun. We had a lot of fun. And then I competed against another black belt from Jay Pages. I lost that match by a couple points. Don't really understand how I lost points.
Okay.
I went for a back attack, and in that, the person kind of fell forward when I was going for their back. So I ended up in guard, and they gave him points for a takedown.
Yeah. So what that is if in AGF, if you turtle up, okay, and then you somehow come up on top, that's a sweep.
Well, we went from standing.
Oh, really?
So we were standing, and he had my arm, and then he went to the mat. So I dug my hook in the back. I jumped on his back, and I ended up with like a guard pull.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was like, how did I lose points? So, because if that didn't happen, he would have scored no points.
Yeah.
But somehow he got 5 from there, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. What's his name? I can't remember his name.
Alfredo Jimenez.
That's it, Alfredo.
Yeah.
I fought Alfredo at purple belt at AGF.
Yeah, he's strong, man.
Yeah, he's strong as hell, dude. Yeah. So I won that match. So we were 0-0 or maybe 2-2. It was like super close. And then we went into overtime. And in AGF, you either first score wins or first significant submission attempt wins.
Yeah, I had 5 submission attempts. In that. I have all the blood on my gi to prove it. It's wild.
Was that in overtime?
No.
Oh, right, yeah.
So it was
okay.
within the first couple seconds, I had a cross collar on him, and then an arm bar and omoplata, and
Wow.
just transitioning to different things, and none of it stuck. And I tried to finish with the TP choke, and it was kind of like spitting a little bit of blood on me. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna drop it.
Yeah. Right on. So, so cool, man. Yeah. So, what did you learn out of that tournament experience?
So I'm very thick-headed. I do jiu-jitsu to submit my opponent.
Yeah.
I don't do jiu-jitsu to score points.
Yeah.
And if I want to win tournaments, I'm going to have to get in the mindset of scoring.
Yeah. You got to play within the rule set.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that I was taught early on. I mean, if you, most of the subs that I've gotten have never been a 0-0 sub. They've been like, I'm up by a ton of points, and they have to come at me, and they make a mistake.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the strategies that I use. Run up the score. Run up the score whenever you get a chance.
Going to have to start doing that.
Yeah. So coming up in March. So March is going to be not crazy busy, but we've got Jiu-Jitsu World League.
Yep.
That's next week.
Next week.
Wow. Yeah. So the 10th.
Sunday of next week. Just like a
Sunday.
reminder. It's not on a Saturday. It's on a Sunday.
Yeah, and it's at Liberty Park, right, or whatever. Legacy.
No. It's at Mullet Arena.
Oh, Mullet.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So
Oh, that's right.
it's
They
in
always do
Tempe.
those there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mullet Arena. Parking's better. There's better stuff close by. Like if you want to go get some food or something.
That's true. There's cell phone service. So that's good.
Yeah, they actually open up concessions in the Mullet. So if you want a $7 hot dog, Mullet Arena is a place for you.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the hot dog's the same whether you go on there or you go out to Mill Ave after.
7-Eleven.
Yeah.
It's a 7-Eleven dog,
Yeah,
but
it's
$7, so it's better. All right, so we've got that, and then I want to talk a little bit about the Warrior Challengers coming up. Got to make sure that if you're in the Warrior Challenge, you get to your 3-week and 6-week meetings. Those are mandatory for us, so please take care of that as soon as you can. Thanks, brother. Thanks for doing it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, that's our wrap up, and we'll see you next month.